One of the most significant factors is the influence of social media platforms such as YouTube and TikTok. The younger generations are now exposed to Western culture through these platforms and are often influenced by what they see. And these platforms have become incredibly popular among the younger generations here in the Philippines, and they have opened up a window to Western culture.
Yeah, I mean, the Philippines are big into social media. It's big in that country. It's very, very big in the Philippines, man.
That was once unavailable. Young Filipinos ranging in age from 6 and above, and even much younger than that, are now using YouTube and TikTok. And they are now being exposed to Western music, its fashion, and lifestyle through these social media, and they are often influenced by what they see.
They speak English as a not as a first, but as a second language, so they are more susceptible to it.
For example, many women now prefer to wear Western style clothing such as jeans, skirts, and dresses, which can be attributed to the influence of social media. Before, women here in the Philippines wore clothes that were not revealing.
Yeah, before you hear that? You hear that before, not anymore.
Women used to wear clothes that covered their bodies because they were ashamed of being criticized by older women. So before, women who showed their skin in public were labeled as disgraceful and worse as hoes. However, with the influence of Western culture and fashion,
The worst aspects of the
women's
Western
clothing
culture.
styles have become more diverse
Hmm.
and revealing. Nowadays, it is common to see women wearing shorts, sleeveless tops, and even swimsuits in public places like beaches and resorts. And wherever you go, you will see women wearing skimpy shorts walking around downtown, wearing
I seen
cleavage
it. I seen it on
shirts and
YouTube.
crop tops,
I
or
seen it on YouTube,
even
man.
worse, only wearing bralettes and then topping it up with jackets. Crop tops, skirts or shorts, and miniskirts were once considered taboo in Filipino
Once, but not
culture,
anymore.
but now they are becoming more common among young Filipinos. Well, this may seem like a harmless trend. This shift in fashion choices is reflective of the changing cultural norms and values here in the Philippines.
I mean, let's be honest, the Philippines is very westernized. It's very westernized. These passport bros that are telling you the Philippines ain't westernized, they're lying to you. It's probably the most westernized country in Asia. I'm not an expert on Asia, but if I'd have to say, it would be probably the Philippines, man.
As well as the influence of Western media and globalization. Moreover, social media has also contributed to family dynamics. Here in the Philippines, in the past, Filipino families were known for their strong sense of community and emphasis on family values. However, as younger generations become more influenced by Western culture through social media, this traditional family structure is breaking down. In fact, the dissolution of the family structure here in the Philippines has led to an increase in single motherhood, which is another reflection of Western cultural influences.
They have a very high single mother rate in the Philippines. Very high, much higher than other Asian countries. But yet these passport bros are claiming it's traditional. How can it be traditional? Traditional means a mother, a father, and a children in this under the same roof that are married. That's traditional. Okay, that's traditional, but that is failing in the Philippines. So how are you gonna say? And the thing is these single mothers that a lot of these guys are getting with out there, these passport bros. A lot of these passport bros are simping for single mothers out there in the Philippines and claiming that they've got a traditional partner. I mean, it's comical. It's absolutely comical. You see, passport bros are not intelligent. They're idiots. They don't know what traditional is. They think being domesticated is traditional. They think cooking and cleaning is traditional. Cooking and cleaning, that is called domestication. That means they're domesticated. Yeah, Filipinas cooking and cleaning, they do that. That's why they're known as maids around the world. Filipinas are known as maids around the world. But that doesn't make you traditional. A bar girl from Pattaya will cook and clean for you. You know, it doesn't mean that they're traditional just because they cook and clean. I mean, this is ridiculous. But this is what Passport Bros are promoting, and guys are falling for it. And I have to talk about this because the Passport Bro movement, like it or not, it is getting popular. It is gaining traction, but it's gaining traction for the wrong reasons. And that's the problem here.
While single motherhood was once stigmatized in the Philippines, it has now become more accepted and even celebrated in some
You hear that?
circles.
Celebrate it. You hear that?
In the past, having children out of wedlock was highly stigmatized in Filipino culture.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be Catholics. When we know Catholicism is very, very much against that. But it's just the same as Latin America. They say that they're Catholics, but when it really comes down to it, they're thoughting it up just like the thoughts in the Western world.
But now it is beginning to become more accepted, especially among the younger generations. And social media is promoting a more liberal and open minded approach to relationships, which is leading to an increase in single mothers. As these norms metastasize in society, my belief is that they will lead to the same ills that woe Western societies, such as weak men.
To a certain extent, it will, but there's also an economic factor. You know, until if they remain a third world countries, which I firmly believe they will, it won't get to the level of the West because the Western world, we're going to talk about that in another video, but the Western world being developed, it creates a different system because as single mothers in the Philippines, they're not being given handouts by the government in the same way that is happening in the Western world. So we're going to talk about that in another video. But it's a different ball game. So they will take negative aspects from the West, but if their economy, which I firmly believe it will stay impoverished, then I don't see it getting to the same way as the West.
More crime, less ambitious men, women with delusional expectations, and
Well, I
as
mean, they can't really have delusional. I mean, they can have delusional expectations, but almost every guy is poor, so I mean, it's a different game out there.
splitting of society. My belief is that a strong society is based on a strong family. Of course, there is a blame game for who is
The family
responsible
structure in the Philippines is failing.
for the rise in single mothers,
Mm,
besides
mm.
social media continues. Women will tend to blame men for them living once they get pregnant, while men will blame women for making horrible choices in men and not using contraception. Both need to take responsibility. However, it used to be that a girl was supposed to be a virgin at marriage. That, of course, has changed.
Yeah, but that's traditional though. That's actually traditionalism though. That's actually what traditional means. These passport bros don't know what traditional means. They just think domestication is traditional. I don't know where they got that idea from. I mean, these passport bros, they're not on my level when it comes to understanding what they're even talking about. But they're getting views because they're just riding the coattails of a movement that's based upon lies. they're not even going to countries where traditionalism is prevalent. That's the funny thing about these guys because they're sexpats. They're just pretending to be traditional.
Change, and no one expects that anymore unless you
You hear
live
that? You hear that? Even in the Philippines, even in the Philippines, nobody expects that.
in the Middle East, right? However, a woman is responsible for who she sleeps with. Because, let's face it, we are the gatekeepers to sex and men to
She said gatekeeps,
relationships. So, why on
gatekeepers.
earth would you sleep with a guy that you probably know will not stick around?
They do it in the West, they do it in the Philippines, they do it in Thailand,
My husband liked to tell this wisdom to me.
they do it in Latin America even more.
A lock that is opened by any key has no value. A key that can open any lock is priceless.
Ooh, red pill knowledge.
So, a woman needs to preserve her value, but that is being lost in today's society due to social media.
It's already been lost.
And the church is playing a lesser and lesser role in shaping society.
The churches are just there to make money.
However, it is important to note that not all Filipinas are becoming westernized. Many are still deeply
Obviously, not all, not even every in the West is
rooted
westernized.
in the culture and traditions. And additionally,
And
many
they're not getting with passport bros.
Filipinas have adapted Western culture to suit their own needs and preferences rather than simply adopting it. So, in conclusion, the question of whether Filipinas are becoming westernized is a complex one. While some may
Of course.
argue that they are, others may argue that they're simply adapting to the changing times. Ultimately, it is up to each individual Filipinos to decide how they want to live their lives and what values they want to uphold.
I don't really care about all that. It's the Unreal Man here, the truth of man's faith. Enjoy the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you aren't already, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you're informed every time I upload a new video.